Barakim Habarim, welcome to Messianic Moment Ministries. I'm Stephen Bruck. You know who you are. Today is the 26th day of October, and we're reading in 1 Samuel chapter 19. Now, in this chapter, we're reading about Saul sending assassins to kill David, and Mikhal, who was David's wife at the time, of course the daughter of Saul, told David to go hide himself from the assassins and to help him get away. In chapter 19 of 1 Samuel, verse 13, we read that to fool the men sent to kill David, she took the household idol and placed it in his bed. Before we go on, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so now on my website. If you're on the website, there's a subscribe button in the right-hand margin. Here on YouTube, just click one of these icons, like the pages, click notification button, do all that stuff. And join my Facebook group. It's called Just God's Word. Look it up, but you must click and agree to the rules if you want to be let in. And if you like what you get here, you will like the books I've written. So please check them out. There are links in the margin on the website, and also you can just go to Amazon, look up my name, Stephen R. Bruck, and all the books will show up there. They're available in paperback and Kindle formats. All right, so back to today's message. All right, so she's put the household idol in the bed. No, here's a man who God himself said was a man after his own heart, yet he was violating the second commandment. And this isn't the first time we read of God's chosen people having idols in their homes. I mean, Rachel stole the household idols from Laban when she fled with Jacob. Now, all right, we won't be surprised when we hear that Laban had the household gods with him because he wasn't really a fearer of Adonai. Well, not really, no. But why did Jacob, who did fear Adonai, allow Rachel to take them? And why don't we read of him getting rid of them, at least after Rachel died? And then in the book of Joshua, we read how when Joshua was ready to die, he told the people that he and his house will serve the Lord and to rid themselves of their idols. And the prophets told the people to get rid of their idols, even when it's apparent that the people were also worshiping Adonai. And we know that because Adonai said through more than one prophet that the offerings were no good because the people didn't really mean it. In other words, they were just going through the motions without any real heartfelt desire because they were also doing the same for all these other gods. And that's what he said. They also prostituted themselves serving other gods. Yet, despite this ongoing blatant violation of one of the Big Ten, so many times God granted peace to the people and he didn't punish them. Now, if Shaul, Paul, was relating this, in a letter, he'd probably say something like, so, since the Lord didn't punish them for having idols, does that mean that idol worship is acceptable to God? Heaven forbid. Time out here. Because that's the way Shaul wrote to all his congregations, that's why he's been so misunderstood, because Christian scholars are teaching the question as doctrine and ignoring the heaven forbid response. Well, putting this situation I'm talking about with, people worshiping God and having idols in their home, in modern terms, are there household items in people's houses today? What about the computer? What about the TV? What about the cell phones? How many times have I been interrupted with this thing? I keep forgetting to turn off the sound. I mean, have these replaced having, let's say, dinner as a family, sharing experiences with each other? Or are we really just people eating food while staring at our technology? Being a baby boomer, I grew up eating dinner with the family, but while we were watching TV. Generally, at 6 o'clock, it was Superman, and then at 6:30, it was Batman. And I confess, I've never really broken that habit. Donna and I still have our dinner watching TV. But when we're out together on a date night, we do a quick check-in on Facebook, and then the phone's put away. And when we're cruising or on vacation, the phones are left in the safe in the stateroom. They're taken out only to take pictures when we're on some sort of excursion or at a port. Now, maybe there are more idols in our lives than we care to admit, or maybe we don't even recognize them, since so much of what we do every day becomes habit. We're autopiloting our way through life. So I would ask you to take a moment and look around. Do you see anything, or do you do anything that in some way maybe interferes with the worship of God, which must include close relationships with family and friends? Now, I'm not saying to deep six your 72-inch HD TV or throw the cell phones in the river, but maybe, just maybe, once in a while we can all have a dinner without interruption, or spend time maybe playing a board game with the family instead of binge watching The Walking Dead. Who knows? You might find out you all have something in common. Well, thank you for being here, and please share these messages, and remember that I always welcome your comments. And that's it for this week. So, Lihitrot, and let me wish you an early Shabbat Shalom.